Hello and welcome back to another video. Today again on Forza Horizon 4. New week of festival playlist means there is a brand new car to go unlock. And it is a brand new car this week. It is the Koenigsegg Jesko, which you get for doing this one seasonal event. I don't quite understand why they're giving it to us in winter and why we have to do 3 races in the snow in a powerful rear-wheel drive car, which I eventually had to convert one to all-wheel drive and put snow tyres on it, then it was fine, but did actually completely ruin it, having to race them through the snow. But anyway, I feel like in spring would have made more sense. But yeah, it's the first car. Well, I suppose technically this came out in 2020, but it's first car we're testing out in 2021. This video will be going out on the 1st. I have already driven it in the monthly rivals, but yeah, if you do want to go and unlock it, you just do one event. At least we don't have to do a 50% anymore. And yeah, I will be back same time next week to test out the Alfa Romeo 155. But yeah, so far I'm quite enjoying the cars from the update, quite a lot of variety. But yeah, this one obviously brand new. Finally getting it in a... Well, we've had it in the Crew 2, but the Crew 2 handling is not entirely accurate, let's say. But anyway, yes, the Koenigsegg Jesko 2020 car, obviously named after Christian von Koenigsegg's father. But yeah, producing 1,280 horsepower, Forza seems to reckon, but the internet seems to think it produces one more than that. That's on regular fuel. It can also run E85, apparently, as the Agera did, I think, when it did its speed record run. Maybe it didn't on its run, actually, but it can. And then it will produce over 1,600 horsepower. But yeah, replacing the Agera, which is the current world record holder for fastest car in the world. But yeah, this is possibly going to try and beat that and break the 300 miles per hour, or the Jesko Absolute is, which is the one with the different rear aero, the 2 specifications you can have. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see if we can put the Absolute aero on this, or if this is kind of it. It also has a very cool thing on the dashboard with the little thing you see on the dashboard in front is like where the G's are. It kind of moves about. It's kind of cool. The engineering and stuff in these Koenigsegg's is always pretty interesting. Gearboxes and stuff they're always quite big on. But yeah, it is an upgrade from the Agera effectively, and does share the same basic engine. Obviously changed quite a lot. So here we are at the start of the motorway. I do kind of want to give it a top speed run completely stock, and I might actually set up a race that's not in winter, just so that we can drive it in reasonable conditions stock before we go and do the upgrades and customization. Yeah, as usual with the speed run, we'll go this side of the... or it's a slightly better speed you'll get in this way. You could jump the roundabout, yes. It's a big run up that way as well. But I kind of just want to see whether it will do 300 stock. I mean, obviously it's the Absolute, the high-speed version that will be going for the rapid spawn, but I kind of want to see what this one... Obviously this is the more track-focused one with the wing, but 274 I think is all we're going to get out of it. Well, that's the answer to the top speed. What just happened? Land. Okay, that's the answer to the top speed question. It has 9 gears, interestingly. Let's go and load up a race so that we can drive it in not the winter. So I've actually gone for a rivals event around Bamborough, so that we don't have other cars. Interestingly, I don't think I've really plotted that, and I looked at the number, 998, is the top of S2, completely stock. So as soon as we put anything on it, it's going to be X-Class. Chosen one of my favourite circuits, obviously, to test it out. We have driven it around the festival. I think that's where the rivals event for it was, which was a completely unsuitable track for it. It's still a bit twitchy and oversteery. Just slightly the acceleration there. I don't usually drive cars this high class on here. Yes, it's a little bit oversteery, but in general it's not too bad. We'll go for one flying lap, and then we'll exit out of here and we'll go and do the upgrades and customization. I mean, yeah, it's stock. It's not going to keep up with the tuned Ferrari F40C. Actually, I say that, I'm pretty sure that we ran those in a race around here. I'm pretty sure they're stock 998. Anyway. It's just nice to drive it in a season that isn't winter. But yeah, it is still a bit of a oversteery hypercar. Which is what a lot of them are like. Even though this is the track-focused one, it's a bit... yeah. Anyway, I think we need to go and make it handle a little bit better. Although I kind of want to make it so that it's going to do a higher top speed run down the motorway. We'll see. I might just go all out. We'll see what's available. So, upgrades. Let's see what we can actually do. I'll go straight to conversion. There's no engine swaps. Well, why would you want to engine swap it? But there is an all-wheel drive swap, which immediately makes it X-Class, but actually makes a lot of the stats worse. So I don't think we'll go with that, because it won't hit as high a top speed like that. Drag tyres will give it the launch, but they won't give it the speed, so I guess we just go with... oh wait, it's already got race tyres. We'll go with the ones without text that it's already got then. As soon as you do tyre widths, even it's X-Class, so... yeah, pretty mad. Race transmission, because for whatever reason it doesn't have one. Rally suspension, so it is on race suspension already, and you can take some weight out of it somehow. And then all we've got is an upgraded turbo, so there's not actually loads you can do, so I think we'll go with that. I'll see... so we've now got 1600 horsepower, which is almost as much as it produces on that that uprated fuel that we were talking about earlier. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, that should be I'm not going to go and tune it and take this too seriously, but I will go for another top speed run now that we've done that. Quickly before we do that though, let's paint the car, because I'm led to believe there's quite an interesting paint option for this. So obviously you have your main colour, which will go for a sort of purple. I'll probably go and make it a different purple. I'll probably go and make it like a metal flake or something. But if I quickly show you this, then the secondary colour, I think, is just like the accents. So we'll probably go with an orange, because that's usually what I go with against the purple. Which one do I usually use? Either that or that, I think. And then we have group 3, which includes the brake calipers. So this is the first car in Forza that we've been able to do the brake calipers on, which is pretty cool. You could actually go for a completely different colour on that to the other accents, if you wanted, but I think we probably want that to match, unless I go like white on those ones. But no, I think I'll go same orange on both of those. That looks cool. Then what we have to do is group 1, I'm going to make a nice metal flake purple. Let's go for... there we go. Flake colour, we're going to have to go for a sort of... wow. Okay, that's a bit too blue. I kind of want it more like that. It's just kind of cool having the flake. It just makes it look more metallic than it would otherwise. So I think that's cool. And then obviously we've got our bright orange accents. It's a bit bright, but I kind of like it, actually. Should we? Yes, look at that. Can have orange mirrors as well. Yeah, it's a bit of a wild colour scheme we're going with here, but I can't decide if I like that as well, actually. We might as well go completely wild with this. Actually, are there paint groups for... there's paint groups for the wheels as well. Not that you probably want to do that because it's carbon fibre. That's kind of cool, just like the centre bits, but I don't think I'm going to do that. There's outer lip as well, which can be interesting. Oh no, it's such a tiny bit. We'll leave that alone and go out and see how this performs now, which is obviously going to mean heading down to the bottom of the motorway and blasting up there again for another speed run. So here we are at the base of the motorway. Yes, I'm not jumping the roundabout, and I've not tuned it, I've just kind of upgraded it, so this is just to give you a ballpark of where it would be, because I don't want to mess about, I don't want to take it too seriously, I don't want a stupid one that wheelies through the ground. That purple looks very good in the floodlights actually, although I think in daylight it's going to be a bit too bright. There's always this thing where you go out of the, when you're painting it, it looks darker than it is when you're out here. But anyway, I think it looks really cool with the orange. We might have overdone it a bit with the wing and the mirrors, but I think it's a cool combination. Anyway, so pretty much the only thing we haven't done to this is an all-wheel drive swap, which apparently reduces top speed, which kind of makes sense, so we'll run it like this, see what it does, and then maybe see if it's any more stable in a race. Now that we've upgraded it, really I just want to hit 300 to see what happens. We'll see if we can. No, 294 is the best I saw. So we might have to try from before the roundabout. See what I mean? In the pause menu it's a bit... purple's a bit bright. Yes, unfortunately it is night time, and we are still in winter season, which never helps. Nope. Oh, traffic cars. I can't be bothered to set up an event. We've got it, we've got it, we've got it. Doing 200 as we hit the motorway. I'm sure it can do it. .94, 5, 96, 296, so I'm pretty confident with the tune it could do it, or if it was a slightly different era of the Absolute, but obviously we can't swap that, which is slightly disappointing. That would have been cool, unless they're planning on adding that, which would be very cool. Let's see how it handles a race, or a Rivals thing, now that it's been upgraded. Go and try that save one round Bamber, I think, to give us an idea of how it handles in not the snow. So, because it's now in X class, we can't actually do Rivals, which is kind of irritating. Anyway, it means we have to race a load of Audi TTs. And now you see what I mean about the colour, it's a bit too bright, I think, in the daylight, so I might have to adjust that slightly, but I still think it looks kind of cool, actually. We're being bullied by Audis and a Ford. So it's still a bit, because obviously we've not done the all-wheel drive swap, it is still a bit twitchy, which is kind of, I'm not sure entirely realistic. Goodbye Aerial with Aerial and Forza Aero. Through the middle. No, not quite. Not quite going to get it. So yeah, it is still a bit twitchy and a bit odd to drive. I mean, maybe that's just rear-wheel drive hypercar on Forza. There's such an all-wheel drive bias in this game. The colour actually looks quite good there, so I might leave it. So yeah, still a bit twitchy and oversteery, so not the best to drive. Maybe all-wheel drive, yes, would make it into a better racing car. Didn't quite hit 300, obviously, without a proper tune, so it would more than hit 300 if tuned correctly. So it's very fast, but still, it's not going to be the fastest car in the game. And it's not a brilliant race car, so yeah, it's a really cool hypercar to have. It's a really cool thing. Looks amazing, and obviously in real life the Absolute going for the 300 record. So it'd be cool to get the Absolute at some point, maybe. But yeah, I am just... Oh, we're getting invites. I am just happy that we've got this in here. It's a cool car to add, and at least it's new, like properly new. So yeah, that is kind of my first look at the Koenigsegg Jesko. That's kind of what I think of it. It's not going to be brilliant for anything, but as a thing to have and drive around, it's really cool. So yeah, obviously we had the Hoonigan last week, so this is way more interesting than that. I'm not a big fan of off-road truck style things, and I did quite enjoy the little Fiat, but yeah, this is probably my favourite so far. And the 155 is not going to top this. Let's be honest, we've driven it in Horizon 3, it's not an amazing thing. It's got a cool body kit though. But yeah, do join me same time next week when I will be taking a look at the Alfa Romeo, the 155. But yeah, that is going to be all for our first look at the Koenigsegg Jesko. So thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with the next video very soon.